Hey, Basket Brains, Kirby here, aka Darkwing Disc. Someone called me, coughed, sneezed, and then hung up. I'm really sick of these cold calls. Alongside of me is Ollie DePina, and Ollie told me before the show that he wants to beat Bonnie Blue's record. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I support my boy. Welcome to episode 51 of the KO Disc Golf Show. This is episode 51, the Doug Trio episode. Famous players to wear the number 51, Dick Butkus, the big unit, Randy Johnson, Ichiro Suzuki, Trevor Hoffman, and Bernie Williams. My favorite Red Sox player to wear the number 51 is Daniel Bard. Really crazy that the Mariners have probably two of the top four number 51s in history, being Randy Johnson and Ichiro. That's super impressive. The Buffalo Sabres had Brian Campbell, who was a great defenseman from 2000 to 2008. And Ollie, you want to hit us with the Giants and the Kraken?
For the Kraken, surprise, surprise, we got two.
Wow.
Derek Poliot from 2022. That would be just the 1 year. And then we have Shane Wright from 23 to 25. I believe he's still on the team. So shout out Shane Wright, our number 51s from the Kraken. And then for the Giants, we had a few. I'd say the most prominent for me, there's one recently, Aziz Al-Jarari. Oh,
Easy for you to say.
but that was 3 years from 21 to 24. But the most prevalent, I'd say, is Zach Diossi, and he was a two-time Super Bowl champion that played from 2007 to 2019 for the New York Football Giants. And yeah, anytime you're like 12, 10 plus years Giant, yeah, shout out to you. I'm a big fan of you.
That's huge.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, 10 years in any sport with any team is so impressive to do. I mean, you're a legacy player at that point. It's really, really cool. So,
yeah,
Ollie, how are you doing, man? How's everything going?
good. Been playing a bunch of rainy rounds recently. I got to play with a lot of really cool people the last few rounds. I'd say the last 3 rounds on my card were my league round. I played with Ricky Meadows, and then the next team golf round I played with Allison Mabbott, and then the next round after that I played with Michael Lambert. So I got to play with some like three really good people in the area where Charlie was just like excited. So shout out to them. We got to see some cool shots, even though it was like rainy and windy. And honestly, SeaTac played differently than I've ever played it. Like discs were flying so oddly. It was
Hmm.
so interesting, especially that second round. Um, Besides that, just trying to keep on a consistent practice. Kind of trying to make sure in like practice. I was talking about it last time. Like I'm doing more conscious practice. And those first few rounds, I'm not really feeling too much of that practice going into my game, which is like a bummer. And then like starting to slowly implement those practices where I'm like feeling the same strokes that I'm feeling like when I'm going in like in the yard and stuff, and like my form's feeling really good, and the discs coming out smoother. Definitely some still like all working on it though for sure. Costco's been good. Uh, Doing some floating stuff. Had my last closing shift till I go to Mexico on Thursday, which I'm so excited about. I'm going to Mexico City. Never been to Mexico, so that should be interesting and fun. And yeah, I think I'm just kind of like I'm like mentally here and mentally like going to work today, but kind of not. Like as close as you can to being like checked out without checking
Totally.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. Super happy for you, dude. That's going to be a great trip. You said you're going for Roxy's brother's bachelor party, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
So it
that'll
will
be
be a good time. Yeah,
nice. What do you guys have planned?
we got a bunch of stuff planned. Like they're excited for some good, like a lot of good food. I think there's
Hmm.
like a lot of
Of
food
course.
spots in there, and then there's some museums in there that they want to go check out. I gotta I know, yeah, it'll be fun. There's a really cool, like the Airbnb is really, really sweet looking. So, and they all get there and they're gonna go stock up the Airbnb, and then I get in. Like I was looking, they have the whole itinerary set up, like when people
That's
come in and
tight.
everything. I'm so like I have nothing to worry about.
Mm,
I haven't really been looking. I feel like as much as like at stuff I want to do, because I'm more like I'm just gonna be down for whatever they want to do, and
yeah.
like I'm gonna be excited about whatever. And then but that's kind of how I've done all my traveling. I don't really, I do some research, but at the same time, I'm like, most of it will be like natural, or like I'll be scrolling. I feel like I said something about Mexico City, and I got like some TikToks about Mexico City, and I was like, I
Hmm.
know this is a little
Yeah.
weird, but I was like, oh, I might do that. That looks kind of fun. And I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
It still looks
That's
kind of cool. Yeah.
I think that's like the best way to do it,
Yeah.
because if you go in like like when Ellie and I went to Italy last year for our honeymoon, we were like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and then there was days where we're like forcing ourselves to go and do stuff, and it's just like, dude, like we just want to like lay in the hotel room and like order room service and like relax for this whole day, and like you should be able to like what do I feel like doing today? Over, I saw this on the way in. We should go check that. You know what I mean? Like less itinerary. You know, having some general idea of stuff to do, but that's a great way to go about it, man. Yeah, just go there, like have fun. Like, what does the group of people feel like doing, kind of thing.
Yep,
Like,
exactly.
that's sick.
Yeah, and I'm excited. I'm going with her older brother, of course, a good friend of mine, Gavin, who I know watches these, so shout out to you.
Tight.
And and then like a bunch of like Roxy was like, "Oh, I got nothing to worry about." She's like, "These are all the guys like from my childhood that were like, hey, your boyfriend better treat you right, like better not mess around and stuff." She's like, "I got nothing to worry about." I was like,
Mhm.
"Hey, oh wait, who's going on this trip?" I was like, "Do I gotta be worried about?" I was like, "No, I'm
Yeah. So if we don't see you next week, we know why. That's cool.
yeah, this very much could be the last
Yeah, yeah. It's just going to be the K Disc Golf Show going
K
forward.
disc
We'll
golf
we'll have
show.
to rename it. A whole new rebranding. We don't
Well,
want that. Just come back. It's too complicated. Can't rebrand.
yeah, no, I'll get a text on Monday night and be like, "Hey, connection might be a little bad. I'm stuck in Mexico, man."
Yeah. Super funny.
How you doing, Curb?
Pretty good. Got flood warning coming up this weekend, most likely for myself. I had some family stuff kind of come up that I'll talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
That might kind of take me out of playing there. P4 drops tomorrow. I happen to have one right here with me that Discmania sent me. It's sweet. It is just like it's straight up just the tactic. The glow plastic is really really nice. I've been throwing the drop a lot, so this does feel like so much deeper than the drop is, but really good flyer. If you like the tactic, this color glow C line plastic is really really sick. It's been like some of the brightest glowing plastic I've seen, so I've been really really impressed with that, and I really like where their glow stuff is going. So. That's all been really cool. My boy Derek Chan, who also watches these, he got his first ace over at Lakewood.
I
So shout
saw
out
that.
Derek. Yeah, congratulations, man. That's really cool. And then quick shout out to the crew over at North Park. Spent the day at home yesterday, kind of hanging out with the wife, and she took a nap, so I went and snuck out to North Park, and I lost a disc out there. And within like 3 hours, I got a text that said like, "Yo, we found your disc. Like it's here at the bench." And I'm like, "If you guys are gonna be there in 20 minutes, like I'm there." And they're like, "No problem."
Yep.
So yeah, within like probably 40 minutes of them texting me, like, "Yo, we found your disc," like I had my disc in hand. So appreciate them. That was really really awesome of everybody there. Really great. So thank you to them.
Yeah, they're pretty cool about they'll text you and then like if they're because if they put it in the box, it can be harder to get out for sure. So they're
Mhm.
like, if you're in the area, if you're still in the course, we're just gonna keep it on the table. We'll be hanging out
Yeah.
here. There'll be people with eyes on it.
Yeah, it was awesome. Super super cool. So, but besides that, yeah, I mean, there's no tournaments this past weekend. So, I mean, like locally, there was like team golf, and there's a ton of leagues and stuff like that going
Yep.
on. I think I saw that Christian Blakely posted that like 80 people played in league
So
last week on
many.
Friday. That's crazy. That's so many
Yeah.
people.
When I was
Yeah,
signing up, I saw like 82, and then I know people dropped because the weather. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that was the most
gross.
unenjoyable time I possibly had ever doing anything. Like, I
Mm.
was like, I just didn't prepare for it. I had no rain stuff. I didn't think it was gonna rain. I thought it was gonna rain in the morning. I thought I was like, oh, I'm getting a later card, and one opened up. This is awesome. Oh, also played with Bex. Got to shout out her. She
Oh yeah,
was
T-Bex.
T Bex. Uh, but oh my god, it was like an hour in. We got to like hole 11, 12, and I was like, this is really bad. Got to hole like 15. I'm physically and this is through the OG 18, so I'm like, we got like 8 more holes,
You're
9 more.
halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm physically shaking. My hands are from like here down. I have like it's like these three. Like there's like it was like so defied line, all white, starting to lose like feeling and all that. This hand was starting to do it too. I was like, this hand was getting protected. This hand was like, sorry, you're not the thrower.
Exposed. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then, um, it got to the point where it was turning black and blue. I was like, this is like, it's got to the like the worst part of it where I was like, yeah, I like am and then like my body, I'm like going like I couldn't
Hmm.
like do anything. and actually ended up playing better than I was when I was like not shaking and doing that.
Mhm.
So I was a little annoyed with that, but that was quite literally the coldest I've ever been, I think. And I was like, what's stopping me from just getting up and walking out of here? And I
Yeah,
was like, I've never DNF from anything, so I was like, I ain't DNFing now. And I was like, I
yeah.
gotta
There's a
finish this.
there's a funny moment where you're like, I chose to be here. Like this is
My
my
day
own.
off, my day
I'm
off,
here.
my
Yep.
Friday, and
Yep.
I'm here, and this is where I chose to be. Yep.
This is my own will and decision making. Like I actually like went out of my way to be here. Like that sucks, you know? Like there's that moment of being like, what am I doing here, man? You know, but I don't know, perseverance goes a long way, you know, like I played around like that with Chuck Knudsen out at Deception Pass for like our practice round. Just like it was so windy. We were like, why are like and we'd go to throw a second shot and it's like you don't
Why?
have to throw, you know, like you don't have to do this. Like there's no you know, like but then you go to like tournament day or then you go and play a calm day and you're like, bro, training wheels, like, oh my God, this place is so much easier now. Like everything seems so calm and yeah, so simple, you know, when the wind's not whipping and you're not like shaking cold. So like, I don't know. I think like it sucks to play in those rounds, but they make you like stronger in a way. You know what I
100%.
mean? So
100%. Yeah, I showed up to that league round on Sunday and was like, yeah, nothing can stop me.
yeah,
I was like,
chilling.
what's
Yeah.
going on with this? And I ended up having like, I remember on the par fours, I was driving like so like, uh, I got on top of that little hill on that par four and was like, I'm looking at the basket. I was like, let's go.
hmm
The one before that, I got like right to the par three position where I was like, dude, these are like, I'm booming it right now. I was like,
Yeah,
let's go. So
that's awesome.
it definitely, yeah, no matter what, you want to persevere, like, because everything will be learning. And like, if you can get through those rounds, it's like, oh, you can get through any round. It really feels
Yeah.
like so.
It's all experience, you know, and like I think having that experience does like help and that kind of thing. And like, I don't know, you never know when that's gonna pop up again, just kind of randomly on you. So that you know, have a little bit under your belt is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, let's talk real quick about the Open at Austin. We you know here at the KO Disc Golf Show we do focus a lot on local stuff, but dude, hole 18, and I know like everybody in the world in the disc golf world is talking about hole 18 over at the Open at Austin. I kind of like it personally. Like I think it's like it's interesting. I think it's crazy that people are taking like 10s, 11s and 12s and like it shows that like it's not improbable, you know what I mean? It was just like, hey, like there's several people on the in the field taking that, so that's obviously like a score that a lot of people, you know, or it is very possible. I think it's really interesting to have a hole that's like I kind of like having like the big bad like on the course, you know, like there's a hole that you're almost like scared to play, like you're almost like dreading like when you're walking from like one like you finish like 17's basket and then you're
Yep.
walking to hole 18 being like, "Oh shit, like here we go." You know, and like I think those kind of holes are great. Like, you know, SeaTac, I have one of those at SeaTac, hole 16. I walk up to that hole and I just go, "Oh man, please don't bogey this." You know, like it's there's certain holes that kind of just like have your number and I
Yep.
like that that hole kind of had a lot of the field number. I think is really interesting. One of the things that I saw, and one of the reasons why it was kind of shaped, I guess, the way it was, is they were concerned about like safety because like that hill apparently has some like pretty slick mud that people can't like stand on, and they didn't want too many people trying to like trek through and that kind of thing. Um, I don't know. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? Like, I think it's kind of cool. I think it's interesting.
Yeah. When I was watching, and so you're talking about the Sprinkle Valley course.
Yeah, the was it the first two rounds that they
Yeah,
played?
but
Yeah.
also the other course had another really challenging hole 18 where people were taking an 11 and taking like high
hmm
numbers on, which I am also like a fan of. And I'm like, there needs to be more. I'm a fan of that. If there's people that are like, and it's not just one way. Like that's that it's happening. Like if you watched Kristen go take her 12, like she was on the fairway on two, like
Yeah.
cleanly. And then it's like the back half of that hole got her. And
Yeah.
then you could watch like Calvin's 11, like he's going out of bounds here, and then out of bounds throughout the whole hole. It's like there when a hole can bite you multiple different ways, multiple different angles. I think that just shows it's a good hole, and I think it just makes. I think so many like it was a birdieable hole. It's a
Yeah, there's
very
a bunch of
birdieable hole.
birdies.
It's
Yeah.
it's a bunch of birdies. It's a very gettable hole, but at the same time when you get I feel like people would get in their head after that first OB stroke and they're like, "Okay, now I got to do more than I it was game planning that was possible. Now I'm doing something." And then you mess up there and you mess up there and you kind of get in that domino mess up effect. Um, I think, in my opinion, like every course should have a challenge, like a hole where it's like, I love score separation. I think that's like,
Mhm.
I don't think I've ever seen a hole with this much score separation, honestly. Besides, like, 17 at Winthrop or like where that
Yeah,
island
I know
hole.
what you're
Yeah,
talking. Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
there's that, but I think they even changed the rules a little bit, or like that's even changed a little bit, where like I'm not seeing as much tin cup, where like people are just throwing their entire bag at it, but I think for having a hole that's not just like, oh, you missed the island, you missed the island, you missed the island, and to have it still be you're taking a high number, I enjoy that a lot, and you're still seeing like shots, so. I think there should be more holes like that. I like seeing the challenge for like the highest level of disc golfers having that challenge. Like I don't want to I do enjoy them seeing carving up courses, and shooting 18s, 16s and stuff like that. But when you see them shooting like
Like a 10,
yeah,
like
it's
somebody gets
just
like a
like
10 on a hole and you're like, whoa, what, it's like, what happened here? Like, I think dude, I don't know, like I said, I really like it. The more I was thinking about it, like, dude, how electric would kayak golds be if hole 18 had something kind of like this, where there was like, dude, like, cause 18 or golds at kayak, like, I don't really think has very much like scoring separation. So if you go to that final hole and you're up by 2 strokes, you could go from first place to 10th place because you take a wicked number on that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, maybe not 18 on gold, but like I would love to see something like that at kayak because I think some of those holes could use something to like kind of test the players like that kind of situation, and I
yeah.
don't know that like that hole exactly the way that's shaped. I don't think that's the answer exactly, but something like that at kayak because like when you go and play kayak, like if you throw far enough, like how like it's pretty hard to go out there and take like tens, you know
Yeah.
what I mean,
Oh
like
yeah.
on certain holes. So like make I don't know, like find a way, or I don't know if that's really like the way I want
I
to say
mean,
that, but
you
like
could make 18 an island. You could like make it so there's like a landing zone from like that tree line to like where like the
mhm,
green of the basket is.
like
I like that.
hazard or something in between, you know what I mean, that scares players into like you have to throw to the tree line and then you have to like throw, I don't know, like you want to like a little more like golf, like would be really really interesting and be really fun out there kind of thing. So
I
I don't know,
know
like I would like to see something like that.
I know a lot of people are against it and like it's not the most fun to play or watch because of it. But like when people like Emporia, like flags in a field and stuff like
Mhm.
that, where it's like you're carving it, it would be interesting to see what kayak would look like if they made it like harder in that sense. Where like, yeah, if they shorten the fairways, like kayak golds could be like I don't know. I was thinking about that where like I know it's not enjoyable, but like if there what like if 17 had an actual shape of its green besides just like giant or like yeah,
Uphill and big.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine if it had like a
Dude.
little like shape here, keyhole or kind of thing going to it,
Hmm.
Like I think it only makes it more fun and it only rewards good shots. It's like
Yeah.
if a person puts the shot in circle, they're gonna get a stroke plus if someone's like circle two and getting a
Hmm.
putt at 17. It's like I think it would be interesting. I think it'd be a lot of work to go and cover that ground, but like anything, I think it could really work on a course like Golds or even maybe even Reds. I think a more precise Reds could be kind of cool too. Like make
Yeah.
good players like oh, I mean that's actually a pretty good idea, honestly. Like make Reds hard mode with a bunch of OBs sounds kind of cool.
Yeah. I love that. Like I think that would be so sick if you made reds and the fairways were like I don't know, 2/3 of the size that they are. You take off, you know what I mean? You take off like 25% of the fairway, right? That's a lot of those holes are like all of a sudden like, oh shit,
That's
like
hard. Yeah.
there's a little bit of like, well, hole two, now you can't just like bomb whatever you want to bomb. You kind of have a landing area that you need to get into. You know what I mean? And like, I think stuff like that would be really, really, I would love
Like
to see that.
yeah, like
Yeah.
hole two on Reds was like skinny on the left side, or you had to go like yeah, or something
Hmm.
like that,
Or
or on the right.
yeah,
Yeah,
just bring that right side in, and then if you flip something over, you're like, oh shit, and now you're going
you
too
don't get that
overstable.
cheater distance of getting all the way down to the green because you went
To-
OB. Yeah, that
Yeah,
actually sounds
like
cool.
be kind of interesting. Yeah. I really hope they do something like that for Go Throw. I think that would make Go throw like I don't know. I think it would make go throw better. Like it would make it more interesting. But go throw is also trying to encourage players to throw bigger and
Yeah,
like
I
more
think
wild
I think
shots.
we will
So
see that anyway, so that's
yeah.
cool.
All right, let's move right along into our NHL check-in. This is two guys talking about hockey who don't know much about hockey. I was looking into the Vegas Knights right before we started the show. Dude, Jack Eichel is him. Like that guy's incredible. Just like all around. Like he's not we have this other guy, oh, I say we, the Knights have this other
Yeah, you
guy.
say we.
Yeah, yeah. Dorofeyev. I don't know how to say that name. He's got a crazy looking last name. But he's the top goal scorer on the team. He just scored his second hat trick of the season last week. So the guy's like super legit, and yet everybody on that team looks at Jack Eichel like he's the leader and like he's the guy. So really cool to have like that tandem, kind of at the top, kind of like leading the team in that. So yeah, they won 3 straight games. They're looking like a powerhouse. Like it should be pretty good.
That's what's up. There we go. The Washington Capitals. We of today 2 hours ago re-signed Jacob Chirchun to an 8-year, $72 million deal. 8
8 years.
years.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow. Yeah.
he's coming back, and he's a cap. He's gonna be a cap. So
That's
that's what's
tight.
up. I like seeing signings. I like seeing teams and players getting along, and it's always good. The
Hmm.
Capitals, they've been on. They play the Jets today, and so it's still like kind of that OV watch, OV tracker of getting to that infamous 894. I believe he's at 888, so 7 away from breaking the record. So, and there's 12 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games left. So he's still hitting that average, that like point. He's at like 0.58 and he needs to be hitting that like point 0.5. It's like 0.55 is what he needs to be at. He's still at 0.58 above it, which is like,
Close.
yeah, it's going to be a really cool record. And I think it's going to be coming down to it, which is like so exciting.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I saw today. I don't know if it was posted today, but they just had the picture of Wayne Gretzky with the puck from like when he scored his like record-winning goal. I think it was like 10,000, like 1,027 or something like I don't know whatever goal it was. But it was just a picture of him holding the puck, and it's just like, bro, like that's cool. And like Ovechkin has to take a picture like that.
yeah,
Like he has to grab a puck, put a little piece of tape, and write the goal on there.
yeah.
Like just like recreate that. It would be so cool.
Dude, I saw this one video and it was this guy like making fun of it, pretending to be a reporter and pretending to be Wayne Gretzky, and it's like, "What do you think of Ovechkin getting close to that record?" And then the guy goes pretends to be Wayne. He's like, "Oh, what? Really? He's close to the record?" He's like, "Well, I wasn't much of a goal scorer, eh? I was more of an assist guy, huh?
Mhm.
I was more of
Must
an
be.
assist guy.
Mhm.
It's not even that big. I wasn't even a goal scorer." So
Mhm.
I was just crying at
He uh
that.
he must be pretty close to an assist then too, there, right? Oh,
Yeah,
he's not?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
weird. Yeah, I saw that one, dude. Dude, that was so good, yeah.
I was laughing at that. I was like, of course that'd be. I haven't seen his actual reaction, but I'm sure it'd be some kind of like. I'm sure he's the great one. It's cool to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
that.
Nah, he'll be humble about it, but in the back of his mind, he'd been like, "What else you got though? Huh? What other stats?" Like, so, yeah, that's awesome. That's super super funny.
Yep, yep,
All right, we'll get right into the draft for this week. Doing a little different kind of style of draft. We're gonna call it the fast food draft. Throughout the draft, we have to draft one like sandwich or burger, one side, one drink, and one dessert. You can pick them in any order that you want. So if you want to pick like your drink or your dessert first, over
yep,
your sandwich, like whatever kind of thing.
yep,
But you can't double up on restaurants. So if you pick McDonald's for one thing, you can't double up and pick McDonald's for like a second thing as well, kind of deal.
yep.
So, Ollie, I'll go ahead and give you the first pick. Go ahead.
Ooh, for the sandwich burger. Oh, I don't know which one I want to kind of take out first. I think I have a few options at each one where I'm liking
Hmm.
them, but it's like which one do I want to go first? Which one do I value more?
Yeah.
Um, I feel like I gotta get rid of the sandwich burger slot. in some way. And so, and what do we? Is it just like a fast food chains, or how do we? What?
I mean, I'm pretty loose on whatever that kind of wants to be. You know what I mean? Like I would consider I would consider Subway a fast food
Yep,
restaurant,
yep,
right?
yep,
Like even
yep,
though
yep.
that's not your traditional fast food. So I don't know, like Jersey Mike's, I would also consider that fast food. Like I guess like pretty. I don't know. I think it's like whatever. I don't know. Put
Yeah,
out a restaurant and then
yeah, yeah.
we'll
Heard.
put it to the test.
All right, we're gonna go with the Chick-fil-A fried chicken sandwich for number one.
Wow.
Low bold there, but I'm a fan.
I have never had it, honestly.
I'm a fan.
I've never had Chick-fil-A. There's one like right by my house, but
You're not
I've
missing
never
out
been.
too much. I'm not the biggest. If I'm gonna go fast food, I'm usually just gonna get like a really plain cheeseburger
Hmm.
nowadays. But I used to be a connoisseur of this kind of thing, man. You're making me go back in time.
Um, all right, I'm gonna pick since you picked sandwich, I don't have to pick sandwich until the very end. A little strategy here. So,
Dang.
I'm gonna go with the drink for first, and I'm gonna go with McDonald's High C. Um, you can't really find it anywhere else. I love that orange High C. It's really the only time I ever drink that is when I go to McDonald's, and I just get like the meal kind of thing. So
Yep.
going with the McDonald's High C. And then for the side, I'm gonna go a little unconventional here, but I'm gonna go with the Taco Bell Crunchy Taco. Big fan. I love getting like those like the deluxe boxes that they do
Yep.
online now, and then just like load it up. I get like the chalupa, the crunchy taco. I think I like get the potatoes, sometimes the cinnamon twist, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the crunchy taco from Taco Bell.
That's a good pick. Good pick. And I'm gonna stick on the Taco Bell theme with my drink. We're gonna go with my favorite drink, the Freeze. Comes in all
Yeah.
flavors and all these different things. I almost was debating it would be my dessert. Like it's
Oh, dude,
so good.
it could kind of go either side. Yeah, the
But
blue is amazing.
the
Yeah.
drinks are amazing. They keep coming
Hmm.
out with like good flavors and new flavors.
Hmm.
Or like I'm excited to try what's ever new. And I remember there was one that was like a passion fruit one that was, or like some of those crazy ones. They're like guava. I was like, dude, these are crazy.
Yeah, they're doing like the
Um,
Baja Blast freeze regularly now. That
yep.
one's like not my favorite, but like
I do not get
not.
that one, but
Yeah, yeah.
what? I got respect for the OGs. I'm not dissing
Hmm.
it. Respect to the OGs, the OG freeze users. But brother, I'm not getting that
Nah, the blue is the best without a doubt.
without
Oh,
a doubt. And then for
love it.
sides, we're gonna go with my favorite fries, the Dick's fries.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a big Dick's fries guy.
No kidding.
Yep. Give me a Dick's fries and some tartar sauce. Give me like 3 Dick's fries in a bag and a bunch of tartar sauces. I'm good.
That's it. Oh
Yeah, bro,
man.
I'm good. I love those fries. I like the crunchy small ones. I like the thick
Hmm.
longer
Kind of
ones.
like softer ones too, like the more
Yeah, and
potatoy. Yeah, yeah.
I like how
I
they I
respect
like how
it.
the greasiness of them. I like all of it. I'm honestly such a fan of them. I almost took Dick's as my burger, but I was like, it just seems so there's so many bigger ones or options like that where I'm like, I never want one Dick's burger either. I want like multiple.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go
I
with their
mean,
fries. I love their fries.
nah, that's cool, dude. I get it. That's solid. Yeah. All right. So for the sandwich, I'm gonna. I'm pretty sure I can take this, but feel free to veto it. But I'm gonna pick the Baka Bak barbecue chicken sandwich or the barbecue sandwich from Baka Bak.
Well, I
Um,
probably I probably would have gone Bach if I thought about it. I mean, I wanted to, but I was like, oh, I don't know
it's
if
kind of
it's
a it's fast food, but it's like
it's so
less
it's so
than
much better.
yeah, it's so much better than fast food. Like, but yeah, that
You
barbecue
definitely you I'll give
sandwich.
it to you, but I was on my mind and I was like on the line of saying from Bach or not. That's why I
Yeah,
went
yeah,
at the first. I was like, I'll just go Chick-fil-A, make it
yeah,
an
yeah.
easy chain.
That one would be my number one pick though. The barbecue sandwich
Yep,
from Baka Bak.
so
I
good.
love the slaw. I love the mint that they put on there. It's so good. If I had to do like an honorable mention for the sandwich, I would definitely do like the Popeyes spicy sandwich. The Popeyes like right around the corner from here does like buy one get one sandwiches on Grubhub. So like I'll have that for lunch like maybe once or twice a week now, just like two chicken sandwiches and for like seven
Mm.
bucks. Like it's such a good deal. Um But I realized I kind of painted myself into a corner here because my favorite two desserts that I get at any fast food restaurant is either the McDonald's apple pie or it's the freeze from Taco Bell. So like I'm a little like, oh shit, now what do I do here? Because
I,
I've already picked McDonald's and Taco Bell out
yep.
of my thing. So, um, shit. I'm kind of gonna go. All right, I don't get these very often. My wife likes these, so I'm gonna pick it kind of like for her, I guess. But like a Starbucks cake pop. I would say Starbucks is pretty fast food, all things
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
considered. But yeah, cake pops, like they're fine. That's not really like my favorite thing personally, but my wife likes one like every once in a while. So, yeah, Starbucks cake pop.
Yeah, I'm kind of beefing with myself because I probably could have taken any. I still like other fries, so I probably didn't need to take the Dick's fries. And then I do love their root beer floats, so I probably would
Oh,
have gotten
dude,
that, bro. I'm
I
like,
didn't even
what am I doing, bro? It's like so
think
delicious.
about that.
I know, it's like,
Fuck.
what am I doing? So that
Oh my
probably would have been my
god,
dessert. And now I'm like
I
just
fucked
going
up.
through my brain to think if anyone else has a root beer float, because I'm like, bro, it probably would be my dessert of choice if I'm going to like a drive-through. But I'm trying to
Yeah.
just think, like maybe like a Dairy Queen.
Oh, dude, I
Yeah,
fucked up so
yeah,
hard.
we'll just
Yeah.
go with a root
I
beer
should have
float from
said,
Dairy Queen.
yeah, I should have said Dairy Queen. I should have said,
Yeah, there's like whole
fucking
Baskin
Burger King
Robbins.
soft
Oh,
serve.
wait, Baskin Robbins daiquiri ice.
Yeah. Oh, I fucked up so hard. Oh, I fumbled the bag at the end.
Yeah,
Damn it.
dude, that was actually kind of the elimination draft's kind of fun because once you kind of black out a lot of your own answers by just
Yeah.
thinking. That was
It's
kind
a
of
it,
fun.
there's a little more strategy to it for sure. Damn, I really fumbled the bag at the end. But all right, so for our fast food draft, Ollie has a Chick-fil-A sandwich with Dick's fries, a Taco Bell freeze, and a Baskin Robbins daiquiri ice cream. I have a Baka Bak barbecue sandwich with a Taco Bell crunchy taco, a McDonald's high C, and a Starbucks cake pop. Let us know which meal you think you'd hit the hardest. So. All right, before we get into the close real quick, I do have some sad news. My father-in-law passed away this past weekend. Frank Chop was a really, really great man. He accepted me into the family like so fast, and yeah, it came really sudden. Nobody really saw it coming, and yeah, we love him and we're gonna miss him. So yeah,
Yeah. Uh, Losing people is always hard. Grief comes in, some days it'll come like a 5 foot wave, and sometimes it comes like a 50 foot wave. So grieving can be really hard. Always, just be around the people you love, and you know, celebrate the life that they lived and they wanted.
for sure.
Yeah. Uh, Rounding out the episode 51 of the KO Disc Golf Show. Always kind of cool to say that number, and as it gets higher and higher. Um,
Dude, next week is a year. Since we 52 weeks, that'll complete a year of us doing this show. So
that's kind
like
of crazy.
that's crazy. Yeah, next week will be the Z draft, and then after that we got to start
I better make it back from Mexico.
figuring some new stuff out, dude. Yeah, crazy,
if,
absolutely
if if we get
crazy.
all close, I don't get back Monday. It's like, oh, 1 year. Nope, nah.
Nope, almost.
Um, and big news for the Giants signed Jameis Winston to a 2 year, $8 million deal to be a quarterback for the New York Football Giants. So I got a little quote from him. The horse is prepared for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. So I'm dependent on the Lord. Jameis Winston, aim high, shoot low, and we'll see you next week. Peace.